In a world where everyone is shouting to be seen, the strongest people are the ones who stay silent. They don't post their photos. They don't show their every move. They don't chase attention. And somehow, they end up having more peace, more clarity, and more inner power than everyone else, scrolling, posting, and refreshing. If you think silence means insecurity, think again. Often, the people who stay off the feed are the most grounded, the most self-assured, and the most mentally free. Carl Jung taught that the outer world is a mirror of the inner world. And people who don't constantly post, their inner world is already full. Today, let's break down the psychology behind people who choose not to share their photos online. People who avoid posting photos are not hiding. They are simply not performing. Their life is not a show. Their milestones are not marketing material. Their growth is not something they decorate for strangers. They don't post for applause. They don't need likes to feel alive. They don't need comments to feel confident. Jung believed true confidence comes from within the self, not the persona. And these people live by that. They enjoy their life quietly. They celebrate their wins privately. They trust themselves without needing a public audience. They like who they are, and because of that, they don't need the world to like them back. Real confidence walks into a room quietly, and somehow everyone notices. In a culture where visibility equals worth, these people choose the opposite. They trade attention for peace. They know that the happiest moments in life do not need to be shared. They understand that joy turns into performance when you turn it into content. So they protect their peace the same way some people protect their reputation. They don't want their life to become a public stage. They don't want their happiness to become a highlight reel. They don't want their personal world to be consumed by people who don't even know them. They know the cost of being visible 24/7. They know the weight of being judged, compared, and analyzed. And they know that being unseen is actually power. They don't make themselves accessible to everyone, only to the people who truly matter. A quiet person is often assumed to be absent, not active, not involved, not progressing. But the truth is the opposite. These people are not missing, they are mastering. Silence is where they build, where they create, where they learn, where they transform. They're not off the grid, they're on their own path. While others are posting about the work, they are actually doing the work. They are crafting their art, building their life, deepening their mind, strengthening their character. They're not checking in with strangers online. They're checking in with themselves. And because of that, they are further ahead than they look. Jung often spoke about individuation becoming the person you were meant to be. This process requires solitude, depth, and honesty. And these people honor that process silently. They don't need to upload every step. They are too busy taking the steps. Mastery requires undivided attention, and that is what they give it. These people aren't antisocial. They're selective. They aren't withdrawn. They are wise. They understand how dangerous it is when too many people have access to you, your thoughts, your energy, your emotions. So they limit their exposure. They choose solitude. They choose privacy. They choose depth over attention. They move quietly. They share carefully. They speak only when it adds value, not when it adds noise. Their privacy is not a wall. It's a boundary, a standard, a form of self-respect. And when they do decide to be seen, their presence is powerful because it's rare. Lone wolves don't chase the pack. They build their own path. People who don't post their photos don't play the comparison game. They're not competing for attention. They're not avoiding judgment. They're not trying to prove anything. They simply don't feel the need to impress anyone. Their confidence doesn't come from followers. Their identity doesn't come from filters. Their worth doesn't come from digital approval. They don't decorate their life to win or impress. They decorate their life to live. They're not trying to be seen as cool or important. They are focused on being real with themselves first. Jung said, "The greatest burden a person can carry is the mask they present to the world." These people have chosen not to carry that burden. Posting constantly makes you think about how you look to the world, not about who you are. People who stay off social media avoid this trap naturally. They don't want to be influenced by trends. They don't want to be shaped by public opinion. They don't want their identity to be built externally. Instead, they are deeply self-aware. They understand what they like, what they value, what they need, and who they are becoming. They don't need the crowd to tell them. They follow their inner compass, not the algorithm. People who don't post often are the ones who are actually living. They taste their food instead of photographing it. They enjoy a sunset instead of turning it into a story. They celebrate with friends instead of recording it. They travel for the experience, not the content. They experience life in real time. No filters, no captions, no audience, just presence. And because of that, their memories are real, not staged. Jung believed the soul grows when life is fully experienced. And these people live fully. They know that once you post online, you open the door to opinions, judgment, envy, misunderstanding, criticism, and emotional noise. Not everyone deserves to see their world. Not everyone deserves access to their mind. So they keep their circle small. They keep their life private. They keep their energy clean. They know who drains them. They know who nourishes them. They know what is safe to share and what is sacred. Privacy is their way of protecting their inner peace. There is something magnetic about people who are not everywhere. People who don't post constantly hold a quiet mystery. They create curiosity without trying. They keep people guessing. They keep their world small. They keep their story. Selective mystery is not manipulation. It's elegance. It's strength. It's confidence. The less you reveal, the more powerful you become. The world makes you believe. Be visible or be forgotten. But these people know the truth. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be public to be growing. You don't need to be seen to matter. Success does not need an audience. Growth does not need validation. Confidence does not need a spotlight. Some of the strongest people in the world are the ones you barely see online. They're too busy becoming someone great. So if you feel different because you don't post your photos, you're not strange. You're not insecure. You're not behind. You're actually ahead. You're building, growing, learning, transforming, and mastering your life in silence. And silence is where greatness grows. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be visible to be valuable. You don't need to be seen to be significant. Disappear. Work on you. Grow quietly. And become someone the world notices without trying.